Welcome. This is week 3, chapter 3 from my book, You Don't Really Believe in Astrology, Do You? And this is entitled Your Unique Sheet of Music. And that's an analogy I often use when talking about your birth chart, because your birth chart really is completely unique to you. And that's an amazing thought, isn't it? That the pattern in your birth chart will never be repeated in history ever again. Completely unique to you. So that means you really are special. And you have a contribution to make to the world that no one else can make in quite the same way. I think that's amazing every time I study a chart. But we also, in astrology, have free will in terms of how we play that piece of music, that unique sheet of music. We can have a little life or a big life. We can play the music with a couple of tin spoons and keep under the parapet and have a very small life, or we can play our music magnificently and have an enormous life. And my job as an astrologer is to help people understand their charts in order to play the music more magnificently, more harmoniously. So the birth chart is a very, very powerful tool for self-understanding. For me, it's the best tool I know to very quickly take someone back to their authentic self. And sometimes in a birth chart, there's some quite difficult aspects to understand. I mean, if you have an aspect between Mars and Uranus, that can be quite difficult. At the minimum, it can be irritable or frustrated or spinning wheels. It can even be angry. It could be even violent. But if you take someone back to the symbolism, particularly perhaps if they're a male client, and explain it's about courage and bravery and daring and living on the edge and being able to take quick decisions under pressure, they could legitimize that energy by joining the forces. That's one way to do it, enrolling in very athletic extreme sports, or I've seen this aspect a lot with people who work in A&E, where they're under pressure, making very quick, very important decisions, and they absolutely thrive on it. So it's understanding the symbolism to really play it out positively in your lives. And just as another example, I was working with a client the other day, and she had something that was quite hard to understand because it operated as a kind of push-pull mechanism. She had her moon, which is our instinct, in Aries, which is I want to be the winner, I want to be the leader, I want to be high achieving, I want to be out front, up first, etc. But it was in the most hidden part of her chart. And the message there was, yeah, but I don't want to be in front of the public. Yes, but I want to hide away. I want to be behind the scenes. So it was a very complex situation with her moon, which is a very, very strong part of your chart. And now she's actually directing her work like a director of a play from behind the scenes. So instead of being up front in front of the public, she's actually tucked away, but very powerful and influential and still leading. So those are just a couple of very, very simple examples that with areas of our chart that are often quite difficult to fulfill positively, the chart gives enormous insight into how we can do that well. So it's very empowering. I think astrology is incredibly empowering because we truly are co-creating with our own individual pattern. So we're not just co-creating in a generalized sense, we're co-creating in a very specific sense to our unique sheet of music. And I think that is massively empowering and important in our lives. Thank you. That's chapter 3 from my book, You Don't Really Believe in Astrology, Do You?